Hey everybody, welcome to the CNC with Dave show. Finally, we got it going here. I think so. Hopefully we won't have any more troubles. Long story, tell you about it another time. But anyway, we've got nuts. There we go. I knew I'd switch computers if I get to turn that off on that one. So, okay. We got a lot to talk about tonight, so I want to get right to it. But first, we'll go through the introductions here. I think David stepped out. But we'll start with Becca. You want to go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell everybody where they can find you.
Hi there, I'm Becca Miller, and about the only place you can find me is on Facebook. So come visit.
All right. Thanks for being here tonight, Becca.
Sure.
Next, we have Jat all the way from, what is it, Sydney, Australia, I think, or somewhere over there in Australia.
Yeah, it's Sydney, Australia here. Yeah, it's Jatinder from Sydney here. And you can find me on Master CNC on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.
Okay, great. Thanks for being here tonight, Jat.
Thank you.
Next, we've got my buddy Juan.
Hi guys, Juan Lopez from Dallas, Texas. You can find me on YouTube under G-Code 1 Design, also on Instagram and on Facebook. Thanks for having me, Dave.
Thanks for being here, Juan. Next, we've got from somewhere in a hotel room, Mr. Shaughnessy.
Hey guys, how you doing? You can find me on Facebook, Laney Shaughnessy, or Simple Design of Ocala. YouTube is Laney Shaughnessy, and on Instagram and Twitter as Wood Jedi. Thanks for having me, Dave.
Okay, thanks for being here, Laney. Next, we've got Mark.
Hey, good evening, folks. My name is Mark Lindsay. You can find me here on YouTube, especially down in the comment section. I'm also on Twitter. I'm on Instagram, and I have been posting there. I'm making it a conscious effort. And on Facebook in more groups than I can count. And on my website, marklindsaycnc.com. Thank you for having me, Dave.
Thanks for being here, Mark. I was just reading some of the comments over there in the chat. That's a good one, Jerry.
Uh-oh.
You'll find out about that in a minute, Laney. Okay, next we've got Michael.
How's it going? Mike Mertzke, Mertzke Custom Woodworking. You can find the links to all the old social medias over on my website, mertzkecustomwoodworking.com. Thanks for having me, Dave.
Thank you for being here, Mike. And let's see, last but not least, we've got our Canadian representative, Mr. Trevor Carter.
Hey, everybody. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all the fun stuff under Trevor's Woodshop. Thanks for having me, Dave.
All right. Thanks for being here, Trevor. And again, folks, I got to apologize for all the technical difficulties. I've got two different laptops, and I've switched them back and forth about 3 times, and finally got one to work, but had to do a new show link. So I know there'll probably be some folks straggling in late and trying to figure out where we're at. But anyway, I appreciate y'all watching tonight. We're going to talk about the ViaCAD or ViaCAD. I don't know how you say it. We're going to talk about that software here in just a little bit. But I want to go over, a couple of little things I want to talk about before we get going. First off, I want to mention, and there's a link down in the description. If you haven't already heard, when I was coming back from Texas, Saturday night, I guess it was, and I stopped at a Holiday Inn. And if you watched the show last night, that's where I was doing the show from, Holiday Inn Express. And the weather was really, really bad. And I got up the next morning and left and started heading back home, and went down the road just a few miles and saw some tornado damage and stuff like that. And then got home and found out that Dumpster CNC, who is the company I buy all my couplers and Acme nuts and all that from, they had got hit bad. So there's a link down below for a GoFundMe. If you can help out there, I'd appreciate it. I want to thank everybody that already donated for that. We got a pretty good start on that. And anyway, just do what you can, folks. I appreciate it. Also, I want to do a bunch of thank yous for all the folks. I had a great time at the Texas Meetup. I want to thank everybody for signing my little sign that I took down there. Even the Oklahoma guys. And I have to especially thank Miss Becca for this awesome little thing she gave me here. That's pretty cool. So thank you again, Becca. Thanks for all your hard work putting that thing together. It was a lot of fun. And I'm not prepared really to announce anything yet, but I'm already thinking about another meetup someplace, and I'm not going to say where until I can work out some details, but hopefully we can do one of them soon. And of course, we'll have the Klingspor Extravaganza in Hickory, North Carolina. So, that's probably another good opportunity to do some kind of a meetup there or somewhere around there. Okay, let's see what else I got. I want to thank again, and since Chat's on here tonight, I want to thank him for sending me the Masso controller. I'm going to be doing another build, and I've got some different drivers and going to try a bunch of different stuff this time. And I'm going to control that one with the Masso controller. I also want to thank Jerry Brown. When I was at the Texas Meetup, he brought me a nice monitor, so I'm going to use that along with this. And so thank you, Jat, for the Masso controller. I'm excited to get that going.
Yes,
so thank you very much. Also, while I'm thanking folks, I want to thank again Michael Chipser out there in Texas. He made this nice pin box. And this, the reason I mentioned this last week, but I didn't have it to show. But he made this awesome pin. He's got Gatton CNC laser engraved on one side, and if I can hold it right here, GarageWorks CNC. I don't know if you can see it. Let me not be holding. Anyway, thank you, Michael, for the nice pin.
Very cool.
Let's see what else I got. I should have thanked David Battershell. He brought me some Oklahoma chocolate, and I can't hold it up because it's gone. It didn't last long at all, but it was great. So thank you, David, if you're watching out there. Thanks for the chocolate. And also, when I got home and I went and checked the mail, I had a nice note from Mr. Lindsay. And I also got a couple of these things in the mail. So thank you, Mark, for the.
You're welcome. I know you're not a sticker guy, but
I'm not really a sticker guy, but I've got so many stickers from folks. I need to make a sticker board and have it someplace where it shows up while we're doing the show or something. So I'm going to work on that.
Actually, my motivation was maybe to try to get you to come out with a sticker or something.
Yeah.
It's coming. It's coming.
You know what? If you had a Gatton CNC sticker that you could ship out with the kits, folk would probably put that right in the middle of that, that gantry, right?
All right, maybe I'll think about that. Okay, just a couple other things, and we'll get started talking about the CAD software here. I did want to mention I get different questions all the time, and every once in a blue moon I get this question. But here the past week, I've had about 3 people ask it, so I thought I would just say it right here in case they might be watching. But somebody asked me what I use for a spoil board, and I have a ton of skeletons of 1/2" HDPE where I've cut parts out, and I've just got them stacked around everywhere. They're out in my shop out back. I got a bunch in the garage. So what I do is, you know, if I'm cutting all the way through something, and that stuff, it's just like, you know, it's kind of like MDF. When you measure a 1/2", it's, you know, it's a 1/2". It's really flat, true stuff. So it works good to put under, you know, put under my workpiece, and that's what I use. But the bad thing is, and you have to remember, is since there's a bunch of parts that have already been cut out of it, you got to be thinking about that, because if you cut a small part and it doesn't really have any support underneath, it may tip. So you have to think about that. But that's what I use most of the time. Either that or just scrap piece of plywood. Anything, it doesn't really matter what you use. And also, finally, I wanted to mention that I have the conversion kits. Well, I don't have them in my hands, but I'll have them about a week and a half or so. For the 36 by 24, I've had, you know, a handful of people ask me about that. And I put that on the website, posted something on Facebook, and already 2 of them are gone. So if you're looking to get one of those, you might want to get them while they're hot, because I can't just, those, you know, I can't just order a small amount of parts. I have to kind of throw it in with something else. So it may be a while before I order those again. So I just want to mention that those are available on the website. I guess I've covered everything. Anybody else got anything they want to talk about before we jump into the software stuff?
Yeah, we've had a couple of people say that they can't find the link to the GoFundMe for Tim. So I'm going to go look up that link and I'll post it over in the chat, and we'll get that fixed after the show. Okay, y'all.
Yeah, you know what? I don't see it.
So I'm going to go look for it right now.
I could have sworn I put that on there. It looks like I got everything but that. Yeah, or they can go to, I have it on my Facebook page. It's on the Gatton CNC Facebook page, the GarageWorks CNC Facebook page.
Hey, I just posted it over in the chat.
If you can, I tell you, when I came home and looked at the pictures that he had on his website, it really hit home for me, because, you know, there's pictures of his house, and then the shop, he had like a 20 by 36 shop, and it's just leveled. And it made me think, because I'm kind of in the same boat. You know, if a tornado was to come through here and wipe out my house and shop and stuff, you know, that's everything. You know, that's all you got. So, do what you can. If you can help, you know, with a couple bucks or something, it's much appreciated.
Yeah, I've had a couple people ask me, well, didn't they have insurance? Yeah, they had insurance, but if you've never had to file an insurance claim on something like this, that could take months. The purpose of the GoFundMe page is for living expenses. You know, right now, that was their lives and their livelihoods. That's their house and his shop, and that was their income. And so this is trying to, you know, help feed them right now until he can get back on his feet. Yeah, they do have insurance, but that could be 6 months down the road before they see the first payment. So, you know, the GoFundMe is kind of stalled right now. Nothing is too small. If you've got $1, maybe $2, you know, everything is greatly appreciated. And I'll quit talking about it now.
Yeah, you know, it all adds up. Even if it's just $1 or $2, every little bit adds up. So whatever you can do, we appreciate it. Yeah. And I'm sure I speak for Tim and Rhonda too when I say that. I haven't really, you know, I don't talk to him by phone or anything, but I have talked to him through emails today. And it looks like, you know, just he's dug out most of his equipment, and he thinks he's, you know, going to be able to get it rewired and get it going. But of course, now he doesn't have any place to put it to rewire it. Mm-hmm. You know, he's saying it's probably going to be at least a couple of months before he's able to start turning out stuff again. So, and I hate it, because I have used his stuff exclusively on everything I do for 10 or 12 years.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to have to shop around. I've already got some things on order that I ordered today, and I'll check them out, you know, because I don't want to recommend stuff that's crap. You know, you guys know me, and I don't do that. I like to test drive stuff myself before I recommend it. So I've got some other stuff coming, and we'll see what works, and we'll go from there. But we'll make it work somehow.
Okay.
Okay. Russ Meadows snuck in here. I think he kind of took David Battershell's spot because David was having some audio problem. Russ, you want to go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and a little bit of YouTube under Rusty Nails Wood Shop, and that's Nails with a Z. Yeah, thanks for letting me sneak in the back door, Dave.
Well, we can keep it unlocked just for you, Russ. We appreciate you coming in. Okay, folks, tonight we're going to talk about this software. And one of the reasons why I wanted to have Mr. Shaughnessy on here tonight is because he kind of opened the can of worms. I'm going to blame you, Laney. A couple of weeks ago when we had Laney on the show talking about the digital wood carver stuff, after the show, he was playing around with this stuff and doing some screen shares, and we all, you know, most of us thought it was pretty cool. I don't know how many of us bought it. I did, and I think Juan did, and Mark did, and I don't remember who all bought it. But anyway, we're just kind of blaming Laney for all that.
That's fine.
But Laney, I'm gonna go ahead and put you on the hot seat since you're here. Since you got us all, you know, showed us some of the cool stuff it'll do, and you know, I gotta tell you did a lot to get me to buy it, because being an old SolidWorks guy, it takes a lot to impress me with 3D software. But have you used it much, and have you formed an opinion about it?
Yeah, and bear with me, make sure my audio is still good with you guys. I have, you know, the whole intention, the whole purpose that I even found ViaCAD is I was looking for an alternative for the Vectric VCarve desktop and pro users, an alternative for them to be able to create models or things in a low expense without having to quite upgrade to the Aspire just yet. You know, of course, you know, I'm a big fan of Vectric altogether, and I would, you know, I don't want to take away from them, but there's people that they stay in their lane. You know what I mean? There's only a certain distance they can go, and I was looking for mostly an avenue that they could take a very small amount of money and buy a program that gives them big results. And ViaCAD fit the bill. I was able to, you know, yes, I have worked with it. I do work with it. I've kind of really turned to it now for my model creation, building my table legs and spindles and things, and then importing it into my software, more so than I'm using my own Aspire. Because again, one of the main reasons I'm doing that is just to practice with it, and I'm finding it very useful. Knowing the Vectric software and the model creations in the Aspire and everything, working with ViaCAD was an easy transition. It wasn't difficult at all. The learning curve was not too shabby. Like with you, Dave, you have, you know, you're an old SolidWorks guy, and that software's got some serious tools to it. It's got some power behind it, and with that power is a little bit of a learning curve. And ViaCAD has got, you know, a little bit of power. You know, it does what it needs to do, and it does it well and easily enough. And so when I showed it to you guys, I wasn't expecting the turnout or the response that you had given. And I'm still waiting for the commission check from ViaCAD for all these cells, you know, but it hadn't come in the mail. I'm just kidding.
Probably.
But people need to understand,
well,
I have no affiliation with them. I just happened to come across it. It was a resource I found, and I shared it with you, and I'm glad that it was a helpful hint to you guys.
Yeah. Now, Laney, just to clear it up here, what version? And you know, there's like packages, I guess. You know, that you start out, there's like a $39.99 that's just strictly 2D.
Right.
And then there's the 2D/3D.
Yes.
That's,
and that version is what you want. The 2D 3D, and typically in the box, if you guys are color coordinated, in the Staples Office Supply is a good resource for it. You can also get it online as well, but it's Staples Office Supply. You can go, and it's called ViaCAD 2D/3D. The version I got and the version that I have used is version 9. Understand out there on the web, they do have a version 10 and things like that as well. But what I'm working with is ViaCAD version 9 2D/3D, and that is exactly what I would recommend. And it's it's available out there. You can upgrade if you wanted to, but that $75 package is I have not gone through any upgrades or anything. I'm still using that, and I've only had it for a few weeks now, mind you. I had it for a very short time after, before our first get together, when we were talking about your last show, Dave. It's in a blue box, guys and girls, ViaCAD 2D/3D. It should say ViaCAD V9, version 9. Come up and say, well, what if it's version 10? Can I buy version 10? Of course you can. It doesn't matter. But you do want the 2D 3D package, the 2D 3D.
Yeah. And I want to mention, like I said, there's I printed out their website stuff here. It didn't print it out too good, but there's like a $40 package that's just 2D that, and I'm mentioning that because if there's some people that are starting out completely at square one, that might be something they might be interested in if they're just planning on doing 2D parts. Then there's the 2D/3D, which on their website, it's $129.99. And then there's the next step up is ViaCAD Pro, which is $249.99. And then they have even more expensive versions. They have one they call SharkCAD, which is $695, and then they have the SharkCAD Pro, which is $1895. So you're almost getting up there to about where Aspire and all is up there.
Right.
But I bought after Laney kind of showed us a few things on it the other couple weeks ago, I guess. I purchased the $129.99 version 10. I got it off their website, and they had a Juan or somebody had posted I think it was Juan, had posted a discount code on Facebook, and I got, I think, 20% off. So I ended up paying $103.99, something like that, for the version 10 that I got. And I got to tell you, I've been using it a little bit, just basically drawing stuff and kind of getting used to it and see what it will do. And I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, this morning I went ahead and upgraded to the Pro. That's how impressed I am with the stuff. And it's kind of like the Vectric thing. When I went back to the website, it asked for the license code, I guess it is, for the version I have. Once you plug it in, it says, okay, now you can get the Pro, which, like I said, it was $249, and I got it for $159, I think, something like that. So they kind of give you, a discount if you're upgrading from a different package.
Previous person. Right.
But
Okay.
The Pro, and I tried to print this out so I could read some of this stuff off, but it didn't print out everything because it was a web page, I guess. But if you go to their website and right, I think it's on the left where it says products. If you click on that link, and it'll drop down, and you go all the way to the bottom, and it says something about compare, and it will take you to a page where it compares all the features from the cheapest one all the way up to the big boy. And that's why I decided to go ahead and go with the Pro, is because as I was watching some of the tutorials, they would be demonstrating something, but it would be in the Pro, and I'd see it and I'd go, oh man, that's cool, but I don't have that. So, and one of the things they have, which may be of interest to a lot of woodworking folks, is when you go from just the 2D, 3D package to the ViaCAD Pro, there's it's actually called Woodworking, and you can do different joints like rabbet joints, dovetail joints. I don't know if you've seen that, Laney, but that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Actually, now that's awesome. And see, I haven't explored up, moving up or anything, but now knowing this information, and thank you for sharing that, Dave, because it's actually going to have me go back and I'm actually going to look at that comparison sheet, and I'm going to look at the Pro a little bit more and see if I want to go up to it, because I like the software, but for what it is. And of course, Dave, as the guys and girls, and I hope I'm kind of on the same terms here, is the whole purpose was to give them a low cost software that they could go in to create things that they can use with their CNC machines. And even though Dave's talking about all these different versions and upgrades and stuff, still, if you look at 100, what'd you say, Dave? 129, 159, something like that, versus $1,200 or $2,000. That's a big savings. And it fits within a lot of people's reach.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna look at that now that you say that they actually have a woodworking function. That's actually an awesome thing.
And
I was unaware of it until just now.
I kind of stumbled onto that because as I was watching one of the tutorials, and I don't really recall which one it was, but the guy started showing that, and I'm like, wait a minute, woodworking. And I went back to mine. I don't have that drop down menu, and then I went to their website, and that's when I saw the comparison thing, and I thought, yeah, that's the Pro is.
Yeah, the joint maker sounds awesome.
That's pretty cool for guys that do woodworking stuff. So, but I have played around with it. I have drawn several simple parts. I've taken parts that I had already drawn in other software and imported them in to create a 3D model without any issues. I've made stuff like table leg or spindle, whatever you want to call it, and exported that as the STL and brought that into ViaCAD Pro without any issues. I can just see some real benefits for somebody, like I said, $120 or something, it's, and you're talking 3D,
Yep.
Granted, it's no Fusion 360 or SolidWorks or any of that, but I mean that's in a whole different league when you're talking about that stuff. But this is actually some pretty cool stuff. I've even played around a little bit with the preferences. When I use SolidWorks, I always have a default or a kind of a custom screen color and stuff like that. And I figured out how to do that. I figured out how to make some of the menus and things, and if you just take the time to watch the tutorials and go through, it's really some pretty good stuff. So, as of right now, I'd have to definitely give it 2 thumbs up.
Dave?
Yes, ma'am.
Are the tutorials as good and thorough as the Vectric tutorials are?
Well, I think, yes, I think they are. In I hate to say this, but to me, it's easier to understand the guy because he doesn't have a thick accent like the guy that does the Vectric. So, that's just.
Does he have a Southern accent?
Well, no, I don't think it's Southern, but it's to me, he's easier to understand. And not just the tutorials, but there's different, when you go to the help thing, let me see if I can pull it up because I've got it over here on.
Yeah, and while Dave's pulling it up, the one neat thing about that is when you're on a tool, you can click the little question mark or the help, a step-by-step PDF or a video or, instruction, and you got your little choice, and the video is just so it's really neat how they do their little help tips and their tutorials.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, Laney, is you not only have a choice of a video, but you can do the step-by-step thing, and you've got a choice of how you want to try to learn it. Or if you try one and you still don't get it, then you can try one of the others and watch it here. So let's see if I've got it coming up here.
Okay, while there's a little bit of a lull here, I think there's still some confusion out here because I'm getting a lot of questions along the same lines about comparing this to Fusion 360 or comparing it to even to SketchUp. Guys, this is a 3D, 2D, and 3D CAD program. This has nothing to do with CAM. It doesn't compare to Fusion 360 or any of the others. This is just for drawing. There's no CAM to it at all. It won't help you calculate toolpaths, generate cheat code, none of that stuff. It's just an inexpensive way to do a 3D model without spending $1,200 on, Aspire. It's a way to
Aspire.
kind of bridge the gap,
Mark, if I could answer Jim's question, totally woodworkshop.
Yeah.
No, not that I'm aware of. The software does not import a Vectric CRV 3D file. And if you're creating a CRV 3D file, or basically an Aspire file 2D, you would import or export it out of the Vectric as a DXF to the ViaCAD software to create your models off that, but you wouldn't bring in the straight CRV 3D file.
Yeah, I see somebody over there saying Fusion 360 CAD CAM is free. It's free right now.
For now. They're going to switch over
it's
to
about to not be.
It won't stay that way. Nothing ever. If it's any good, it doesn't stay free for long.
No, and they're getting ready. It used to be that free for hobbyist thing, and that they're getting ready to phase that out.
That's right.
Yeah.
So,
sorry to break the news to you guys.
Yeah. Well, we've said it before ourselves, Laney. So.
And that's no different than any of the other software. If you look up at SketchUp over the last, 7-8 years, they have slowly taken option after option away from the free version and put it behind the paid pro version.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So I do have a few questions here. This one is a fairly legitimate question, and that is, how is ViaCAD compared to SketchUp? Because those are both basically 3D CAD.
I can't really answer that question because I've got SketchUp. I've had it off and on, back when it was free and stuff, and I've tried to, make myself learn it, and then I get frustrated, and I'm like, nah, let me just go draw it in SolidWorks. I can be done in 5 minutes. So I never really gave SketchUp an honest chance, actually, but I can't really compare this to SketchUp because I haven't used SketchUp enough to even talk about it, really.
Well, if I could, okay, so the ViaCAD, just like SketchUp, has the push-pull tool. But on top of that, in your push-pull, you're creating your 3D models. But with ViaCAD, you have more tools. Not only the push-pull tool, but you have the 3D bending tool. You have the pipe creation tool. You have, all of these other model forming tools or extruding tools. Mm-hmm. So therefore, if you were to look at it as far as the comparison between SketchUp and ViaCAD, it's got a little bit more functionality than the SketchUp does. In your 2D designs and things like that, pretty much, the same. But when it comes to extruding, that push-pull is what you got with SketchUp. Well, you've got a lot more options with you, edge forming and things like that, bending and all that in the ViaCAD. So it's got a little bit more options, if I can say.
And the main reason that I got it and what sold me on it was when you demonstrated for us in the little after show hangout that we were doing there, was the fact that you could draw a profile and draw a center axis on that profile and wrap that profile around that center axis. So you were, in a sense, turning, you know, that profile as if you were on a lathe. And
yep, and that's exactly what the tool is called, the lathe tool.
The lathe tool, exactly.
It wraps that profile around that rotating axis, whatever axis you choose on whatever line you're drawing, it'll rotate that model. And not only that, the cool thing, it also has the box tool, which basically takes and it will hollow out that vessel.
That's
you
right.
can do a lot of hollowing on vessels and things. So therefore, it gives you a few more options and stuff.
Wait, I see some.
There's a lot of.
Yeah, they're going like crazy.
I'm trying to get some of these comments before they scroll out of sight here. Ronald over there says, what are the principal disadvantages of ViaCAD compared to VCAR Pro? We're not trying to compare ViaCAD to VCAR Pro. They're two totally different things. And another question I just saw, it says, how is it compared to TurboCAD 2D, 3D? Let me say, folks, I've always said this, you know, when people say, well, what's the best CAD package for me to use? I've always said, if you're already using something and you're good at it, that's the one you should keep using. Exactly. We're not talking about this ViaCAD or ViaCAD or whatever, however you say it, to try to get you to switch. If you're already using something you're happy with, that's what you need to stay with. We're just talking about something that's new. It's really inexpensive. Well, I guess it's not new. I shouldn't say that. In Texas, it's
new to us.
Yeah, it's new to me. But you know, it's very inexpensive and it's pretty powerful. But if you're already using something and it's doing everything you need it to do, there's no reason to change.
Absolutely.
It's more for people that
Dave, if I could, I'm sorry, go ahead, one.
If they can't afford Aspire, it's just another option that, you know, we're trying to tell them that this could get you close to what Aspire can do at, you know, a lot less cost.
Yeah.
So that's what we're trying to get across.
Right. Now, one thing, you know, to make sure everybody understands, you're not going to generate any G code with ViaCAD.
Right. Exactly.
It doesn't have any post process. Strictly a CAD 2D, 3D package.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And as far as the comparison to VCAR Pro, that's definitely not what we're doing, because the whole purpose of talking about the ViaCAD initially was to a tool to use with VCAR Pro and desktop, a tool to be able to create models like you would be able to in Aspire, and import those models into a software package like Pro or desktop, you know, to give you more capabilities with your Pro or desktop. It's not a comparison of with either or, it's a comparison of working with. And just like Aspire, the ViaCAD has the 2-rail sweep, the 1-rail sweep. It has, you know, like I said, the push-pull tools. There's these 3D modeling tools that get you close to what Aspire has, you know, and even a few more things at a low cost. Something you can get into, and it'll help you work with your Pro or your desktop if that's what you have, and you're not looking or not able to move up to Aspire anytime sooner in the near future. This is a great alternative to work with your Pro or with your desktop.
Yeah. Now, folks,
but like Dave said, definitely if you're using a CAD program, why switch? And that's not the goal. That's not the goal.
And I'm a prime example of that, because I've been using SolidWorks for years, and even after I got VCAR Pro, which I've had VCAR Pro for years, you know, it was like version 4.6, I think, when I started out. I've never really drawn much of anything in VCAR Pro because I know SolidWorks like the back of my hand. So it made more sense for me to draw something in SolidWorks, export, you know, or save it as a DXF file, then bring that DXF file into VCAR Pro, toolpath, you know, put the toolpath on it and go. I could do that even though I'm having more steps. I could do that a whole lot quicker than trying to draw the thing from scratch in VCAR Pro. Now, I can draw a little bit in it, and there's some things, depending on what you're doing, you know, when you save the file in SolidWorks, you know, you may have to modify something. Mainly I'm thinking about pockets, because I always have to extend those out when I'm doing or more like a dado, I guess. you know, in VCarve Pro. So, you know, I do things like that, but very seldom do I just sit down, unless it's something really simple, you know, like a test program or something like that. I very seldom sit down and go, okay, let me just draw this in VCarve Pro and put a toolpath on it. I'm usually drawing it in something else. But, you know, SolidWorks is a, you know, like I said, it's in a whole nother league by itself. So I'm always on the lookout for something else that's inexpensive, but yet still powerful enough to get my attention anyway. And this stuff did. And like I said, I think it's a good alternative to some of the high dollar stuff. But again, it's going to work with Aspire or with VCarve Pro or with whatever kind of CAM package you have.
Absolutely.
It's not to replace your CAM package.
This is an augmentation, and there's still people asking, you know, well, about the differences. This is a CAD software. This is for drawing and design only. This is anything to do with CAM. So you don't use this and compare it to VCarve Pro. You use this with VCarve Pro or CAMBAM or MakerCam or whichever CAM software you use.
Exactly. And if Mark, if I may, if Dave, if I may do a simple screen share and kind of illustrate what we're talking about, so that people will kind of understand. Let me, if I bear with me a second while it pulls up a screen. Basically, guys, and let me know if for any reason,
let me interrupt you just a second here, Laney. I'm sorry, and we'll get right back to you. There's a question over there that says, why would Dave spend $250 on ViaCAD Pro if he has SolidWorks? Well, I thought I just kind of touched on that. I'm always looking for something that, you know, I don't recommend stuff to other folks unless I know a little something about it, you know. And that's one of the reasons why when Laney showed us this software the other night, I said, wow, that looks like pretty cool stuff for no more than what that costs. So, you know, the only way to really test drive and kick the tires and all that is if you buy it and get it. So I bought the one version, liked it so much that I upgraded to the VCarve, or not VCarve Pro, ViaCAD Pro. And, you know, I just want to be able to, you know, because if there's other folks that start using this because it's a good, inexpensive product, I want to be able to answer questions and stuff like that. And I can't do any of that, you know. And I've kind of been a little lax, I guess, in trying some of these other things because I'm such a long time SolidWorks user but I'm trying to wean myself off of SolidWorks. I'm determined I'm going to use this ViaCAD and go through the tutorials and make myself learn this so that I can be on kind of the same page as a lot of other folks. Okay, back to you, Laney.
Uh-oh. What happened to Laney? Did you freeze up? Uh-oh.
He's either holding really still or...
No, he's in that hotel room. I wonder if he was running the hotel Wi-Fi.
Maybe he's getting a screen share set up.
I think he's getting a screen share set up, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Todd, HCNC, VCarve Pro will import an STL file and allow you to cut that STL file. And that's the whole reason for ViaCAD, is to be able to use ViaCAD to create that STL file to cut with VCarve.
Now, also if you have the power pack on it, not to get anybody excited or anything like that, but I mean, I still haven't tried it, but it does also do like lithophane type of STL. You bring in a JPEG file or a PNG format, and it'll let you convert it into an STL. So I still have to cut it, but it looks like it'll work.
Right.
Looking forward to seeing it.
I'm back, guys.
There you are.
About that. I for some reason when I clicked a button, it did not like it, and it booted me out of the chat.
Uh-oh.
So I apologize about that. And
okay.
here it goes again. Did I lose myself again, or?
No, we're
Still here, Laney. If you can get that screen share going like before.
I would love, exactly. And I know before time runs out, I do apologize. I brought something up and wanted to do a screen share, but for some reason the Hangout is not letting me at the second. It's freezing me up right now. None of you guys are moving, and hopefully you can still hear me.
Yep,
Yeah,
we can hear you and see you just fine.
That's probably just good
Okay.
old hotel Wi-Fi.
And I am doing everything I can, Dave. And I'm sorry it shouldn't have come out of my mouth until I knew I could do it.
Yeah, that's
but
okay. That's okay.
I'll keep working in the background while y'all continue on.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I hate to open up anything else because I have enough trouble. And I'm even hardwired here. But it seems like on these stupid laptops, if I open up anything else, it wants to freeze up and stuff. So, we've got.
And my apologies.
We had all kinds of technical difficulties getting this show going, and we've got like 98 folks watching. So,
yeah,
I'm glad y'all put in the extra effort to find us here because I think we switched links and all that stuff. So.
Without knowing it, you guys answered most of the questions that I had saved up here, but there are still a few while Laney's getting things worked out. The first one is Terry Cup wants to know, is there a loft with rails type of feature in this software?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, great. I'm going to just smile and pretend like I know what that means.
Right.
Yeah. Bob Heltebridal wants to know, how steep is the learning curve?
Well, I'm not far enough into it because I don't know it like I know SolidWorks, but I will say it's not hard at all to follow I've been watching the video tutorials. They have, like I said, when you go to the help screen, they've got step-by-step, a video, and then they have what I think it says model, and you can open up. They have a ton of examples that come with the software where you can open them up and go through the tutorials with those so you can see what they're doing. So I think it's probably no harder than a lot of things and probably easier than most. So,
okay. Is it similar command structure to AutoCAD? I don't think it has the command line like AutoCAD does. I don't think it has the command line.
I hate AutoCAD.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that right now. There's people. You're either a SolidWorks user or you're an AutoCAD user. There's usually not. It's a love-hate thing.
I mostly use Mastercam, and I tried AutoCAD, and it was like, nah, I'm not.
Yeah.
Well, they're completely different software. AutoCAD was invented to draw houses and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what it was invented for. Then they tried to adapt it to other things. So.
Right on.
I was introduced to the PC and AutoCAD on the same day, and you talk about being lost bigger than Stuttgart. That was me.
Yeah. I see Jerry Brown's over there making a comment about the Vectric videos because the guy's accent. It is tough to understand. I mean, he's speaking English. He's just speaking it so good that a whole country boy like me can't.
Am I the only one that finds it mildly ironic that somebody in Georgia is busting on somebody else for an accent?
I don't have an accent. Everybody else does. I don't know what you're talking about.
But if I could blow my own horn here, that's one reason why I do Vectric tutorials, because I do understand what you mean. They have some excellent tutorials over there on their website. But Adrian, the guy that does most of the tutorials, can make things so long that, and I'm guilty of it too. I know it, guys. I know it. Some of my stuff will put you to sleep faster than NyQuil, but I try to keep it moving. But that's one reason why I do Vectric tutorials, to try to keep it short and sweet, show you the important part, get to the meat and potatoes without the other side stuff.
I haven't fell asleep to one of your videos yet.
Well, I ain't trying hard enough.
If anybody wants to see
Doing good, Mark.
That's not happening.
the ViaCAD software, I can try to do a screen share.
I do.
Yeah, Dave. Unfortunately, what I had is I had that farm table leg model. I had brought it into the VCAD Pro to show it, kind of show the demonstration. But for some reason, right now everything is locked up. You guys, I can hear your voices, but I can't see video or any of that anymore. So I apologize.
Can you see the chat over here in the Hangout, Laney?
No, I don't see anything. It's locked up. It says Google Chrome is not responding.
Oh, it don't like you.
That sounds like the first 30 minutes of me trying to get the show going tonight. So,
and I hate it. I'm sorry. I was supposed to help out with the show, not be a hindrance.
You're fine, lady. We appreciate you being here. Let me try to do a screen share so I can show the folks.
Yeah, there's a few people wanting to see us doing screen share.
Let's see if I can get that to work. Maybe it won't kick me off.
And guys, there are a lot of folks who are asking super technical questions like entering variables and then changing that variable and have the model catch up. You're going to have to check it out on their website. None of us are experts. The most expert person on this panel right now is at it for a couple of months. So, I mean, if you really, really, really need to get technical about it, check out the website.
Hey guys, I just went out to look at purchasing it, or looking at purchasing. I wasn't going to purchase it, but they have a free demo. I mean, free trial version that you can get.
Yep.
So I'm going to get that and play with it first, and maybe I'll buy it. Maybe I won't.
Can y'all see my screen?
Yeah.
Was that a yes?
Yes. Can
everybody see my screen? Okay. Now this is, like I said, I've already changed my screen. I think the default screen, it comes out white, and I never liked looking into a white screen, so I've changed this to kind of a sky blue color, like I always use in SolidWorks. But just to give you an idea, it's really simple. When you go to one of these menus like here to draw a circle, if you hold this down, I get it to do it. Now I'm on this slow laptop. Well, oh, there it is. I got
just pull out, right?
You can pull this out and set up your own kind of, tools, whatever you're going to be using. You can pull these different ones out. I'm not even sure because like I said, I can't even remember really which laptop I'm on here, but I think I have, there's a couple of things on here. I think that here's just like a little simple bowl. Let me get off of that. I guess y'all can still see this, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. I was trying to get this to, I think that's
the hand down there at the bottom left.
Yeah, it was hid behind the thing talking about screen sharing. So there we go. But I was just playing around. That was like a simple bowl. Let's see what else I got on here.
And the thing about that simple bowl is he could take that profile, export it as an STL file, the outside of it,
Can you
and
lock
then import it into VCAD.
Yeah, no, this is, since I do a lot of, sheet metal type work too, this is just a simple little plate I made. I was just learning how to put holes in and with the different commands and stuff like that. And then I went and saved that as another one. And I called it plate with tab, and then learned the how to use ViaCAD to add a different tab and another hole, like right down here. Put fillets on it, just chamfers, just different little things to try to learn the difference between how this does it and what I'm used to. And really, I'm thinking that because I'm so, such a SolidWorks guy, that if somebody's starting completely fresh and doesn't already know something like SolidWorks or AutoCAD Inventor or something like that, this might actually be easier for them than it is for me. because I'm always, you know, I've got to break old habits of how it works in SolidWorks and learn how to do it here. So those are just a couple little things that I've drawn. Here is something that I had drawn in another software and then brought this in.
Yep.
And there was nothing to it. It just comes in and boom, it's there. So
yeah, and that's what I like. It plays nice with others, you know, as far as importing and exporting the files, it does a really good job with that.
Yeah, I haven't so far, Laney. I haven't tried to do anything, you know, that it wouldn't, you know, and it wouldn't do it. It's done everything I've asked it to do so far. So
yeah, correct.
But anyway, up here is what I was going to show you folks. When you come down to the tutorials, and then you can pick a subject, like here's one, say drawing in 3D. Then you have a choice of either the videos, step by step, or a model. So there's lots of good, I mean, it's all right there if you just take the time to go through those. And I'm only up to about here. I think I've still got a lot of them to go. Of course, some of these, I don't know if I'll go to all of that, but yeah, it's like I said, for the $120 or whatever, I was really impressed with the other version. And then even after I got this one, I'm for $250 worth, I'm pretty impressed with what it will do compared to something like SolidWorks or AutoCAD Inventor or Fusion 360, what have you. So let's see if I can get back out of this screen share.
And guys and girls, I apologize. I wasn't able to accomplish that screen share.
That's fine. That's fine. Joseph Poindexter wants to know which program would be best for someone that wants to make signs that has a relief wood carving images in them. Probably VCarve Pro would be my personal opinion, but
Yeah.
Yeah, if
for your signs and all your VCarve Pro and everything would be basic. Now, when you're talking relief, are you talking 3D relief?
Yeah.
Is it an existing 3D relief, or are you trying to create that in your sign? Because
right.
Pro doesn't have those tools.
Right.
Aspire has the tools to create those
Right.
3D reliefs. So, can you clarify what type of relief it would be that you're referring to, Joseph?
Yeah, I tend to agree. I mean, you know, and that's what this whole ViaCAD thing was about, was a way of creating some of that relief to put in to, now we got someone here, bas relief images that are custom would be ZBrush or Aspire. If you think Aspire is expensive, go check out ZBrush. Have you used ZBrush, Laney?
No, I have not.
Okay.
That's how I come across ViaCAD. I'm always looking for my customers and digital cover customers a way to make things easier for them. And ZBrush would not be, you know, it would be Aspire before I go to ZBrush.
Yeah.
So ViaCAD, I want to go down in price. You know, I want to make something. So no, I have not tried ZBrush yet.
They do have a cheaper brush, a cheaper ZBrush. And Jesse Schneider, if you have ever used ZBrush Core, I want to talk to you. I was just going to bring up ZBrush Core. The tablet, the Wacom tablet that I'm looking at, comes with ZBrush Core. And my next question was going to be, hey, has anybody used it that I could learn from? So.
Yes.
And that's exactly what we're seeing. I mean, there are so many different kind of software out there for doing exactly this. And ViaCAD is just another one of those software. All we're doing is relaying information to you guys, and hey, we found another, you know, option for you. You know, something to check out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
And,
we're definitely,
like I said, I mentioned it was new to me because I don't know whether I'd probably heard of it and just forgot it because I can't remember squat these days. But you know, when Laney showed it the other week and then I bought it. And then when I went out to Texas for the meetup, there was a guy out there who brought his laptop and well, I think even in the forum, he had posted that he's been using it since 2008, I think. So I don't know if he's watching out there tonight. I haven't seen him. But yeah, so it's been around, and it's you know, like I said, it's I'm not trying to sell anybody on it, because you know, I really don't care what you use. To be perfectly honest, I'm just trying to give folks another option.
Information. That's what we're here for. As YouTube content creators, as manufacturers, as just information providers. We are providing information to you for you to have educated thoughts and stuff to be able to go and do your own research and your own homework. We're just giving you the kind of the leads to follow through.
Okay, yeah, that's
yes. Ronald Ledger, Blender would compare. I like Blender. Blender's an open source software and everything, pretty powerful in itself. I use it for my animations and stuff. It's a cool software.
I downloaded Blender and was immediately lost.
Oh yeah, there's a learning curve with it. There's a big learning curve with Blender.
Well, usually there is with the open source stuff.
Yeah, large learning curve with it. Yeah.
And they also have a Blender Cam, but I was lost even more with that one. And take me back to ViaCAD Pro. So
exactly. Yeah. I'm a veteran.
Worth every 10. Okay, I have a couple of just real quick ones here. From Doug Green, he says, "Good evening, gang. Completed my Gatton CNC build yesterday, and I'm absolutely loving it. Way to go, Doug."
Awesome.
Way to go.
Yeah, congratulations, Doug.
Yep, way to go.
And Jesse Schneider, who I'm over here trying to talk to about ZBrush Core, said, "Hi, Jat. I love your Mazzo. Got it all working the way I wanted." So he just wanted to give you a shout out.
Yeah. Did we lose Chat?
Did we lose him? I finally got to where. Oh man. Well, anyway, sorry about that. I have one last question, but it'll be for the last one. So.
Okay. I was going to say something and I forgot what it was.
That's not good as the host, Dave.
Yeah, but it's typical,
Yeah. Well, the only thing I just want to say is, for all you guys, I appreciate y'all taking my little show and tell last week and kind of running with it. It's great to see, especially with now there's another little resource out there for CNC users. It's another little resource people can kind of use and everything. And with content creators like yourselves and all providing the information to those users, that's awesome. That's the whole goal of the woodworking community. And so good on all you.
And Laney, like I said, when you showed us that the other night, and then 3 or 4 or 5 of us jumped on it and bought it and was posting stuff on Facebook, and then people started asking questions. I'm like, okay, we need to do a show on this and get this information out there, because it's, like I said, it's, I think, a very good
alternative,
bang for the buck. I mean, it really is.
Right.
I mean, like I said, anything, as long as I've used SolidWorks, usually when I look at other CAD package, I just kind of, kid stuff. But this really kind of, did some things that, and especially for the price, I'm thinking, wow, that's pretty good. So,
and if they do a quick Google search for coupons, that's how I found what I found, and I got like 20-30% off, I think.
Yeah, yep. I forgot to do that today, or I might could have got more off when I did the upgrade. I don't know, but.
Right. And for you makers out there that are into 3D printing and everything, the ViaCAD 2D 3Ds, most of them, like the ones that are available at Staples and all, they have a little bonus pack, that's free with it. I don't know if it's not the bonus pack, I don't know if it's a little add-on, but they do have 3D printing tools such as your mesh validation and you know, you're surfacing all that. So it's a good companion for 3D printing as well. So
I was just going to say that I picked up my version at Staples for $74 over on the software aisle, and it comes with the power pack, which is the 3D printing utilities like Laney's
all you makers out there, we're not leaving you out.
That's right. So
yeah, I just want to mention real quick again. I've seen a couple of comments go by in the chat talking about Dumpster CNC. If you guys haven't already, you can. Yeah, Mike's putting it on there. Thank you, Mike. I got a GoFundMe campaign set up. It's on my Facebook page and on the Gatton CNC Facebook page and the GarageWorks CNC Facebook page. And Mark shared it. And Becca shared it. I think a bunch of people have shared it. So, you know, yeah, if you look at those pictures, it's rough. I mean, imagine waking up one morning and that being your place. So if you can help, we sure appreciate it.
Yep. Anything will help.
Yes.
Anything and everything will help. Excuse me. One final comment, and this is the last ones. Jerry's Machines wants to know, Laney, how is your sweet mama?
She's doing well. I think if she's still lingering over in the chat, she's in the live chat.
Yep.
She's doing very well.
Yep.
Is she in the chat? I didn't see her.
She was in the chat.
Yeah, she was. I'm not sure if she's still there. She might have disappeared, but she is watching live. You know, she's a big fan of the Dave Gatton show. So
awesome.
Oh yeah.
She was over there chatting with us earlier.
Yeah.
Doing well. Thank you for asking. Somebody earlier asked me where I was. Right now, I'm in Asheville, North Carolina, guys. I'm at the Mother Earth News Fair show this weekend in Asheville, North Carolina, doing showing the digital woodcarver CNC. So that's where I'm at. So I'll be in North Carolina and Tennessee for the next few days.
Okay. Yeah, Laney's one of the busiest guys I know.
It is.
As far as traveling and all that. So him and Mertzke.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Mertzke works for a different kind of. All right. Well, I guess we beat ViaCAD to death here tonight. So
Beat it to death, right?
like I said, and, I'm going to continue to.
There she is in the chat. Hi, Mary Beth.
Hey, Mary Beth, how you doing? Yeah, I'll be continuing to learn ViaCAD, and so a little farther down the line, we'll maybe talk about it some more or whatever, or take questions on it. You know, I just realized there was something else I had wrote down here, and I didn't mention it, and I need to.
Uh-oh.
Some folks have been telling me it's been a long time since we've done a show and tell type show.
Oh.
So let's see. Some folks over there in chat, let us know. You want us to do another show and tell type show coming up here pretty soon? I'm checking the calendar here.
Anybody?
If you do, just go ahead and hit that thumbs up.
Anybody? Bueller? Anybody? Anybody?
Well, I know somebody was asking about it.
Oh, okay.
Caller says yes.
Mm-hmm.
Show and tell is a good thing.
All right. We got about sit down, Mertzke. We got
Okay. Well, today's May the 6th, first Saturday in May. So how about we do a show and tell show on the 27th? That's 3 weeks from tonight. That gives everybody time to go out there and make something cool.
Very, very cool.
Jerry's Machines. That's crazy, Joe. You burn any trucks today, Jerry? I've got to go to my website, Jerry, and I think I've got a Amazon affiliate link for a fire extinguisher. You can buy about 3 of them. Carrying the truck.
If you scroll down, he probably has an Amazon affiliate link for a new truck.
Got to pay the bills somehow.
Here to shout.
Okay, so we're officially going to have a show and tell show May 27th.
All right.
Get out there in your shop, make something cool. We'll have probably some prizes. We got a lot of leftover prizes to give away. I've still got a bunch of T-shirts. I gave away a ton of T-shirts and hats and stuff at the Texas thing, but still got
Thanks, Dave.
plenty. There we go.
Yep.
Yeah, the whole Lopez family is decked out. Yeah. But
I heard that Texas meetup was eventful. I heard it was really nice.
Yeah.
And,
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
And I also heard rumor, Dave, that you mentioned earlier that you're thinking about putting another one together.
I am. I'm not ready to announce anything just yet. I'm trying to look over the map that Becca's been working on over there on the forum and everything. So we'll come up with something. I'm trying to pick a spot where it's someplace I kind of like to go anyway. So,
but folks, you don't have to wait. Now, Becca Miller put together that meetup down there in Texas by herself. And from what I can understand, she did an absolute killer job.
Great job.
You don't have to wait on people to do that for you. If there's a CNC, look for guilds in your area. There are woodworking guilds. Look for maker spaces. There are other CNC folks around your town. Just get together for coffee, get together for a beer or something like that someplace, and then work your way up to visiting each other's shop, get to know one another. You don't have to have somebody else do this for you. I mean, over at the community forum, we have a section for local meetups. And so far, I think I'm the only one that's posted over there. So, head over to the community forum, become a member, join, and try to get some local meetups going in your area. I mean, there's some good information out there. We can share it around.
And who was it on the panel? Which one of you guys? I do apologize. What little community on Facebook did you post the lithophane or ViaCAD lithophane? Who was that? Was that you, Mike?
One.
Yeah, it was on the Gatton CNC group or the Garage on Facebook.
I'm gonna go take a look at it. I thought that was a pretty. I'd like to explore that a little bit more. That sounds like a very cool thing.
Cool.
Dave, speaking of the map, if anybody out there has not sent me information and wants to be on the map, you can post it in the forum or send it to me on Facebook. I need your name, city and state, and what kind of machine you have. Or if you're just looking, wanting to make one, I'll put you on the map. Just let me know.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen that, folks, check it out. That's a really cool map. And especially the way it's color coded by what kind of machine and all that. That's just the coolest thing. And I really appreciate you doing that, Becca. That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks, Becca.
Yeah.
You bet.
And there's a link to it where? Over in the over on the community forum?
Yes.
Okay.
I think Chipster pinned it to the top of one of the maybe the general one or something. It's in there. Just kind of look around, you'll find it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a link to the forum in the description here of the video.
Yet another link. Yet another reason to join the community forum.
Yeah. Okay, well, I guess we're running. Well, I guess we're not running super late because we didn't even get started till what, 9:30 or something like that.
Yeah.
But as usual, we're running over an hour. So.
Yep.
Still got 89 folks watching. Appreciate you guys, man. You guys just rock. I'm telling you.
Absolutely, that's awesome.
even, as much trouble, as I had getting the show going, and you people just still hunt me out and come watch. I really appreciate it. So I guess we're going to wrap this one up. If anybody has any other questions about the ViaCAD software, there's a category in the community forum that we keep talking about. I went ahead and put one in there, and I don't think there's any comments or anything about it just yet. There might be. But anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks all you guys on the panel, Becca, Juan, Laney, Mark, Michael, Russ, and Trevor. Thank y'all for being on the panel. Really appreciate y'all.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Dave, thank you for inviting me.
We will. Well, you started this mess, Laney, so we had to bring you. We're not gonna let you forget that. Anyway, we're gonna wrap this one up. Thank guys. Everybody have a great Sunday, and we'll see y'all next week. Everybody take care.
Bye-bye. And don't forget a thumbs up on the way out.